When you can relate to somebody, you feel like they're going through it with you. Therefore, you can help overcome.
First and foremost, thank you for your speech. It's very inspirational, and a lot of the topics kind of hit home for myself. My question for you is, so what advice would you give someone who's in their adulthood who's still suffering from events that's happened in their past?
That's a loaded one. Well, what I do, I would tell them free write. Like first start off just free writing. All those things that you say might go on in your life, just really get a notebook. I would get a notebook and devote it to the things that you got going on in your life. Nothing else, just one notebook. You can get it from Marshall's or whatever, and write out everything that you feel until your pen can't write no more. Everything. And then you go back and start picking it apart. Like you might start numbering it one by one, and you create a bullet point system off of the things that you wrote. So you might say, you know what, I was abused this way. 1, 0, I was abused by this person. 2, I dealt with, being beat up at school, hypothetically. 3, and you start looking at all these things. Then you start attaching solution. We can follow up with a conversation because that's a loaded one. But you can follow up with solutions to say, how do I get over this trauma? Who can I talk to about this trauma to overcome this? The fact that I got picked on, who can I talk to, or what can I read, or if I need to look at some videos on YouTube. It's about actively figuring out a solution to the issues, because staying stagnant doesn't change anything. I just got done speaking and it was amazing. I always appreciate any time you get a response. Like I had so many questions and so much engagement. It was people that was asking some very, very deep questions about life. I opened up about my mom, my dad, my family, my brothers, everybody. And it was so many people that walked up saying how they can relate. When you can relate to somebody, you feel like they're going through it with you. Therefore, you can help overcome. So it was those type of questions. How do I overcome? How do I become better? It's a ton of them. So to be able to answer all those questions says one thing. It says that 1, people are listening. 2, you have connected. So that connection to me means absolutely everything, because I remember being in high school and I remember speakers coming in and I remember going to sleep. Like, man, because I wasn't connected. So for me as a speaker, I feel like it's my duty to share myself in the purest form to students and people worldwide, but in this case to students, because I want them to feel like somebody can relate to them, and I want them to see the end result of it. Somebody doing well who came from what they came from, and now they are better. I came from what they came from, and I am better than I was. So I want them to look at that as a blueprint. Somebody that come from where I come from, and they're able to move forward. So I got a chance, and I really appreciate Europe for having me. And I just look forward for what the future comes, because a lot of them said they're going to follow up with me social media, and they got more questions that they didn't want to ask out loud. So I just look forward to it all.